So my question for you today is, have you ever woken up on the wrong side of the bed? You know, you just kind of feel like, I'm not sure if you can, this is being recorded, you feel kind of crappy, you kind of slog through your day, you're in traffic and it's like, "Ugh." You have a meeting with a prospective client, they don't show up, and you look at your to-do list and it's like, I just can't take this anymore. And then, maybe even the next day you woke up and it's like, life is so friggin' amazing. You know, you don't even care that you're stuck in traffic. You just enjoy the music on your radio. It's a beautiful day. You go to your meeting, the person does show up, and you go like, oh, I wonder what happened to that person. You phone them up and like, are you okay? And he goes, yeah, I'm sorry, got really stuck here, but we're gonna hire you, right? And you go and you look at your to-do list and you're just like, well, it's a mile long, but I can do 3 of them today, and I'm good with that. So what is that all about? So we call this your state of mind, and we're always going up and down, like we're feeling amazing, we feel like crap. And so what I've got here is, this is my rendition of a glass elevator on the outside of a building. So you're here in your glass elevator, going up and down, feeling amazing, feeling crappy, feeling amazing again, feeling discouraged, feeling like you're on top of the world. And that's just how human beings operate. So here's an example. I had a flight to Victoria one morning. The flight was at 10 after 8, and I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I have an hour and 10 minutes. And so the first scenario is like, oh, like I'm an idiot, like I'll never make it. Like, what do? Do I phone WestJet? You know, do I phone the airport? I can't do the park and ride thing. Do I phone the, and I got to have a shower and do my makeup and everything, like, right? So that's one scenario. The second scenario was like, wake up, oh, shit. Okay, so I'm not phoning the airport. I'm not phoning WestJet. I'm not phoning a taxi. Okay, no shower today. My neighbor. Hey, Gabriella, good morning. Yeah, I know it's early. Can you come over right this very minute and drive me to the airport? You can. Awesome. And don't worry if you're wearing your pajamas, right? So I get to the airport, and it's like, how am I going to go through? And I see a WestJet attendant, and it's like, oh, I slept in. I'm late. She goes, I will walk you through security. And even though I was losing my mind while they were doing the swab thing on my suitcase, I made the flight. Hour and 10 minutes from bed to plane, right? So you can see how it's exactly the same scenario, exactly the same situation, but we show up differently. So in one case, we can go into overwhelm, overthinking things, feeling kind of, really stressed out, and even go into panic. Or we can, when we're going, kind of on the upside of our glass elevator, it's like, what's even possible here? What if it was impossible and I tried anyway? What would that be like? So you can see how our state of mind has a huge impact on how we respond to situations, or what we even think about situations. Why do you think that is?
Because it controls your emotions. And your emotions, based on your emotions, directs you to your reactions and your actions.
But what controls your emotions?
Your thoughts.
Right, right. So this is your state of mind. This is what I call your mental mechanics, right? So what we've understood up to now is the mind kind of works like a camera. So I'm looking out here, I'm looking at, the circumstances, the weather, maybe somebody who annoys me, maybe my to-do list, and so I'm observing what's out there, and that's giving me the experience of my life. I'm taking that information in through my 5 senses, and now I'm feeling happy, upset, annoyed, pick an emotion, right? So we thought that our experience went from the outside in. So we saw it, we brought it in, we experienced it. But that's actually not how it works. So how it really works is that we have this amazing capacity to bring our thoughts to life. So this is what we call your consciousness, or your capacity to bring your thoughts of life. So what happens is a thought comes in, And we actually experience the thought in the moment, not what is going on in the outside world, because that's changeable, right? You and your friend can go to a movie, and that your friend thought the movie was great, and you thought it kind of sucks, right? So what happens here is that we're always living in the experience of our thought. So really, how the mind works, it's like there's like an internal flat screen TV that this is being projected on. And so neurosciences have proved this now. We're not seeing what we're seeing. What we're seeing is an internally generated image. And it's like a 3D image. You know, you've got your emotions, you've got your senses are all activated by this, you've got your moods. And so what we understand now is you live in your own personal generated virtual reality. And because we have tens of thousands of thoughts, gazillions of thoughts, like just coming in, like we have a stream of thought. So rather than the mind working like a camera, like I'm looking up there, click, 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 it's like the mind is like an internal movie projector. And our thoughts is like the film strip that goes through our capacity to bring our thoughts alive, and that's what we experience. So what do we know from this is that you can no longer blame your sister for annoying you, right? You can't blame that person in your office who's like, ugh, right? Because did you ever notice that sometimes you love that person and sometimes you hate that person, and it's the same person, but you're having different thinking about the person. And so there's no way we can control our thoughts. You hear about positive thinking and, controlling, that's completely, absolutely impossible. You have tens of thousands of thoughts every day. But the thing that clues you in to the quality of your thinking is your emotional state. So emotions are only ever telling you about the quality of your thoughts. It's not telling you anything about your circumstances or the outside world. Right? Got that? Yeah. Okay. So now we come back to our elevator. So as the quality and the context of our thoughts sort of shifts and both over the course of the day, we're going up and down our elevator. And so when we're kind of thinking discouraging thoughts, we start to kind of go down. We start to feel a little bit low, discouraged, and a little bit and then we can go back up. But the thing is that your default state is happy. Your default state is up here. It's only discouraging thinking, feeling angry about something, feeling annoyed about something that kind of drags you down into that low mood. So when you know that this is how your mind works, and nobody's responsible for how you feel except you're innocently using your thinking and feeling discouraged or upset or happy or delighted or what have you, then there's nothing you have to do. And what they discovered after this understanding was fully understood, that everybody has mental health inside. Everybody has mental clarity. Everybody has well-being. It's part of our psychological package. But if we don't know how it works and we don't know that that's our innate nature, and we start thinking thoughts and we think, you're the reason why I'm upset today, or that thing happened 25 years ago and I'm still thinking about that and that's still impacting me. It's like if we don't know that we already have that mental well-being, then when we start to have these feelings and think it's about something else, it's like, oh, what can I even do about that? If Victoria said something that I thought was, wasn't sure about, and I hold that kind of against her, then that impacts the relationship. Nothing that she said or did has any bearing on how I feel in the moment, except, I might have some thinking about it, right? So this is what happens over the course of the day, or weeks, or months, or whatever. We're constantly going up and down in our moods, or our state of consciousness, if you want to call it, our level of understanding. Because when we're down here in the basement, it doesn't look so good, right? You don't have a lot of mental clarity. You can feel very kind of, when I used to go down here, it felt like it was going to be like forever, right? I'm never going to get out of this. I'm going to feel like crap for the rest of my life. But interestingly, I would float back up. And a couple hours later, the next day, it's like, huh, life is good. I feel optimistic, positive. So if we don't keep ourselves down here by making ourselves bad and wrong, by trying to figure out why you feel the way you do, because you don't know what you thought, what you're thinking, is that you'll always kind of come up to this better state of mind. And so if you think about you're going up down here and you're going through time, you're basically like this, right? So the low points, so here's your competitive advantage. This is the time when you never believe you're thinking. You never make an important decision. You never have a crucial conversation, and you don't have to fix how you feel. So you don't have to go home and eat jelly donuts or, drink anything, because you're naturally going to feel better if you just kind of leave it alone. Your thinking will naturally come to a better state of mind, and you'll be good to go again.